All right, guys, we're live. Just a minute, let me share this link. We won't be spending so much time today. All right, guys, GM, we're live. I just had to share the link. Yeah, so the market is green today. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Feel free to share the link and invite anyone you want to and drop your questions. We'll be looking at some of our trades and also we'll be speculating on which direction the market would move between today and tomorrow. Let's start by looking at what happened yesterday, the market. So, you guys recall yesterday was Wednesday, spoke about the market bouncing. And then, as at yesterday, by this time when we were live, the market wasn't all up. BTC was still facing some minor resistance at around 64K or thereabout, 64, 65, I think. Around that zone, we look at the chart and we're speculating what would happen should it break the minor resistance it was facing because most alts hadn't yet moved. Now, fast forward to 24 hours after, you can see lots of green in the market. I want to remind you guys something. Nothing yet has changed. So, what I mean by nothing yet has changed. Morning, actually, adding you, bringing you up now.
Morning.
Morning,
Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, yeah. So, we're just talking about the state of the market from yesterday morning till today. We're seeing lots of green. Yesterday, it wasn't this green. But in the last 24 hours, we've seen lots of green based on BTC breaking above 64, 65K and getting to 70K. So we saw lots of green. Yeah, so as I was saying, nothing much has changed in the market. I'll show you guys why I'm saying that on the chart. But on the flip side, good profit was made from yesterday till today. If you are consistent in our live stream, you're supposed to have made profit. At least you're supposed to have made profit. You're supposed to have taken one or two trades. We shared some trades on our Telegram, and we also shared how to catch some of these trades too. So at least you're supposed to make some profit between yesterday and today. So looking at the last 1 week, has much changed? Well, we would say in the last 1 week, we can see some projects that did good profits. Like I always say, pay attention to the projects that move the most and that move very fast. Decreed has been very consistent, PPN extremely consistent, Virtual very consistent. Uniswap has been having a very shady price action, pumps very fast and dumps aggressively. We'd also look at Uniswap charts. Stable has also been looking consistent. But overall, in the last 1 week, at least things are not that bad. Then, if we look at the last 1 month, things are still very terrible. From the last week of January till date, things are terrible because we saw an insane dump in the first week of February, like very very insane dump. So let's jump to let's jump to the chart. Let's look at what BTC is showing us on the charts. We didn't trade BTC. Personally, I didn't trade BTC. I didn't take any long or short on BTC. I told you guys that yesterday. I didn't do that. So let me share my screen. I hope you can see my screen. Hope you can see my screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is BTC chart. Yesterday, BTC was facing this resistance. Yesterday, when we were live, BTC was facing this resistance here, this level. That's the level it was facing. And we've done this analysis from Monday, where I told you guys something that I think Monday BTC was around here, Monday, Tuesday. BTC dropped to this level. And I stressed on something that this zone we're sitting on to be a bit difficult for BTC to go below it. And it's very, very important BTC doesn't, because if it does go below this level, to be brutal, it would go to like 50K and most likely below 50. Now, I stated why. The reason was very simple. This is a level that was established from the last bull run, 2021. We created this level twice, and we still tested it again, 2024. So it's a very, very strong level. The 58K, 59K to like 67K. It's a huge, very, very strong level. So if BTC were to break below this level, which to take it some time, even if it was to do that, because there are lots of orders around here. If it were to go below this level, that would be brutal. We can go as low as 40 something K. Be very, very brutal. So I stated that. So this bounce from here was very expected, which was why I was stressing on Tuesday. I was stressing on anything is possible. We have to wait to see where February would close. If February closes at this level, 64, 65K, that wouldn't be good. But it's still very possible for February to pump and go above this level. This is where we need February to close to have an upside pump. We need to see February close above 73K. And right now, we pumped yesterday to 70K. And today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. February ends on Saturday, I think. So we're about to see if something different will happen. Overall, not much has changed. The major resistance we have is here. It's here, 72K. That's the major resistance level we have. We've seen Bitcoin try to break it about 3 times. This was the first time after it went below it. This was the first time, February 6th. Second time, February 9th. Third time, February 15th. And this is looking like the fourth time it will be attempting to. This will be looking like the fourth time. So we want to see if it will be able to. Fingers crossed, anything is possible. But as it is right now, chart is still bearish. Nothing has changed until we go above this level. For now, absolutely nothing has changed. But nothing has changed doesn't mean we won't still trade and make profit when we see opportunities. So that took us to the trade that we took yesterday and the trades that we shared yesterday. So there's only one last trade we shared. That we shared that trade about an hour before BTC correction started. That's the bio trade. The bio trade, we shared it an hour before Bitcoin correction started. So that's why it's performing the way it is. But every other trade did well. Personally, trailing stop loss took me out of head out trade yesterday. It took me out around somewhere here because I was about going to bed. So I set my trailing SL here because I know that anything can happen at night. Asian session, BTC tends to correct. So it's possible for it to retrace back to entry. So I had to set my trailing SL so I can get better entry. Woke up this morning and I jumped back in again after exiting here at almost 1 to 1. I jumped back in again and it's still moving in profit. Yet, so I'm keeping a very tight stop loss for that. So we have this head out trade that was shared yesterday, played out well. It was shared in the Telegram channel. We have this Zcash. I also exited Zcash trade. Shared yesterday when it was approaching full TP, asked people to apply trading SL. So you can see this Zcash trade, it got to as high as 261, this resistance. That was where it's rejected from here, and BTC started correcting by midnight and it forced it down too. Now this is the second swing for this trade. This was the first one, and this was the second swing for this trade, which I've also exited the Zcash trade. I don't think I'll be getting back in again on that. Then we shared, there was a third trade we shared, Ton. Yeah, we shared Ton trade. I exited Ton trade too based on the trailing stop loss. Yeah, this is Ton. Share the Ton trade too. Now you see, you can see how fast Ton ran. Share this trade, Ton ran all the way to this level. This is a 1 to 3.5. It ran to about 1 to 2. It was also shared on our TG that it has hit our usual target 1 to 2. So you can see it. The trade actually hit our usual 1 to 2 target. So it was shared there in the Telegram that the trade has actually hit our usual 1 to 2, protect profits. And afterwards, it reversed aggressively and went all the way down to SL. So you see why it is very, very important to use. I know before this happened, it first of all went back to this zone and pumped up again. Was at then had already exited. Before that stuff happened, let me just check 30 minutes. Because I know I saw that, yes. Before that, this one happened. I'm just saying that this one even happened that night. Before it happened, after I exited, I noticed that this stone returned back to entry. But I wasn't bothered because the dump seemed too fast. I don't understand why it did that. So I never got back in. So you see why it is very important to manage your trade, protect profits at certain levels. Yet it's not until the trade gets to full TP. This trade was already at 1 to 2. You don't need to wait till it gets to 1 to 3.5 the full TP. As long as you're up 1 to 1, you start locking in profit, adjusting your SL or using trading stop loss, anyone. If you don't want to lock in profit, you until it gets to 40, then you can just move your SL to break even. You can just do that if you want it to get to full TP first. You see that full TP or nothing, you can break even. It's that simple. So those were like the three trades we shared yesterday in our Telegram that actually did well. Some other trades we shared were the ones we shared here that had already started moving. They moved beyond full TP. This was so it did almost 1 to 6. It did almost 1 to 6. If you guys recall, this was the initial target for Sui. It smashed that target and went further to almost 1 to 6. But yeah, I didn't take this trade because I can't take too many trades at the same time. It doesn't make sense risk management wise. Uniswap, I said we're going to look at Uniswap. Uniswap has been having a very, very funny price action. I've noticed that it has been having a very funny price action. Whenever BTC tends to pump, Uniswap does like an insane run. I don't know why. We did it the last time BTC did a brief pump to around 68K or thereabout last week or week before last. And Uniswap ran aggressively to 4.5. Did the same thing again yesterday, pumped aggressively to about 4.3. And both times it has done more than 25% pump. Both times. Very fast, more than 25% pump. So I've noticed that maybe the next time it attempts to, I might catch it the next time. But both times it has done that, I didn't benefit from it. I missed out on it because I was not even paying attention. Now, Giggle too, the other trade I showed, which I didn't take. If you notice, Giggle also pumped aggressively. This was what we were looking at yesterday, which I told you guys that it's possible that it can still pump very high. And I can imagine how high Giggle pumped by 1 to 10, like all the way to this level, after which there was a huge dump. Very, very insane pump. Well, yeah, I didn't take the trade. I didn't take the trade. And Giggle tends to be very volatile once you get the right entry. It tends to be very, very volatile. Giggle. Another that pumped very well was Avax. Anticipating a short on Avax by the way, should BTC dump. Anticipating a short on Avax. Avax also pumped well. Saw it lead, so there was no point jumping in. So I didn't bother jumping in on Avax. Probably I would have, or I should have rather. Should have, but I didn't. But yeah, you guys noticed something like most of the altcoins, the solid alts, they actually did well. It shows you that should the market bounce back, should this market start bounce, like let's say BTC starts going back to 80K, 90K, most of these altcoins that you feel are dead, they are going to pump aggressively. That's what times like this should teach you. That's what you should learn and pick from moments like this. Projects that are still very active and that are highly volatile, they will pump very fast. You might not even have the time to react and start buying. You might not have the time. By the way, Gigo is at a good price to get back in for consideration if BTC continues. It's actually at a good level to jump back in should BTC continue. But if BTC dumps, it's obviously going to hit. It's obviously going to hit SL. But if BTC continues, Eagle is at a good price to like go back, run back up, targeting just 1 to 2.5 or thereabout. Yeah, it's actually at a good price. If BTC makes a run for 71K again, this Eagle trade will hit full TP. That's for certain. To hit full TP if BTC makes a run for 71K again. So it's at a very good place for a run up again. All right, so there was something I was saying. Now, River, you can notice how River also rallied. River rallied all the way to $11 after consolidating for a while around $7 to $8. It broke out based on this rally from BTC yesterday, and it gave a very very good run. I didn't trade it, but yes, I was actually observing it. So you need to keep paying attention to solid projects. Bounce Beats another good one, but I didn't trade it. You need to pay attention to solid projects that have like a good price action, and they are always very fast to recover. That's one fast way and easy way to make money in the market. Metis also did well, but it has retraced. Yeah, Metis also did well. So I didn't take the trade though, but I noticed it was pumping. So it has also done well. Hopefully, if it gets back to this zone, I'll trade it again. But Bitcoin price action will be the deciding factor for most of these trades. So actually, let's hear what you have, your analysis. And lastly, Cake also did very well, very, very well. I spoke about this yesterday, if you guys recall. I spoke about Cake yesterday. Broke out of this level, retested the level, and pumped aggressively. That's what Cake literally did yesterday. Broke out of this level, retested the level, and after which it pumped like crazy. Now, this was target 1 to 2, but if you check, pumped to as high as 1 to 4, got to this level. And that's because Bitcoin kept moving and Bitcoin broke through, I think, two major support and resistant levels. That's why this whole stuff played out. But I didn't take the trade. I can't take every trade. Uniswap, I think I've spoken about Uniswap. Uniswap did that insane pump. All right, so actually, let's see what you have for us. You're sharing your screen.
Okay. Let me share my screen.
All right.
Okay, so before I even share my screen, I want to say that yesterday we had a very good run on BTC. I actually expected it. That's why yesterday I was saying that I will be. There's a point I wanted to short BTC before I said, okay, let me kind of wait. Let me wait
Yeah.
until I have a very good confirmation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it now. So I just shared it. We can see your screen.
Okay, we had a very good run on BTC, and it was quite expected. The reason is that for days now, for almost 4 days now in a row, BTC has just been going down. Like, let's say we woke up today, BTC is for okay 1, 2, 3, 3 days in a row now. BTC was going down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's just normal for BTC to just pump a bit, to regain some momentum before falling and to grab some liquidity before falling down again. So I kind of expected it, but man, I was expecting maybe, I had a target at, was it 68,500? I actually took the trade, but I got stopped out. So, but I'm actually back to the trade now because I started trusting it at 69 again because I felt like this market will definitely fall. I don't see this market going up. So I'm still on the trade. 69. I want to short Bitcoin from 69 to probably at this range 65. My first target is 65,700. 65,700. Yes. So the run yesterday was expected, and yes, it dragged most of the altcoin because most of these altcoins has been there falling every day. Like,
Yes.
they have been like constantly falling every day. And once BTC just dropped like 8%, 1%, all of them will drop like 20%. So yeah, when you say that most of these coins can rally too much, the reason why they are just because they are just waiting for opportunity to go up because they will just keep falling, they will just fall to zero. So they have been looking for the opportunity, and when they see the opportunity, they will just kind of pick up. They might not really pump down much, but they will just try to regain at least some momentum from where they have been for a long time. So the pump was much expected, and we're expecting dump from now. Like I said, I'm shorting now. I'm kind of shorting now, but I'm kind of also afraid because Bitcoin might actually go up to pick this target here. To pick this my target at
Yes, yes.
62 before going down again. But anyway, I'll just keep an eye on it, you know, because I took the first shot yesterday, got stopped out. I think I'm actually trading with emotions right now because I can't believe that I was stopped out. That's been a long time where my trade hit stop loss. So I was kind of what's happening? No, I cannot lose money like this. But that's a very bad thing to say when trading. So but I'm still on trade. I'm on a short position right now, hoping to know whether I can get to 64, 60, 65, yes, 65, 700. But anyway, that's just what I have on BTC. BTC, this run is expected for to pick up some orders before going down again. Yeah,
All right, that's
I'm
that's
still waiting
that's
for
very
short.
very. All right, that's very very good. But I feel BTC has had that cool off. Um, we have seen that minor. We have seen that minor correction. Let me just share my chart briefly. I've not taken any trade on Bitcoin because personally, I believe the other altcoins presented better opportunities for me. So I was focused on other altcoins and using Bitcoin as an indicator. But yeah, looking at the BTC chart, someone in our community made a post saying the BTC trade, the short. And I was telling the person that there's no BTC short yet. There's no BTC trade. What I said was I was anticipating to short Bitcoin from here. I said that yesterday that that's what I was waiting for to see how it reacts when it gets here. You get to see how it reacts. Now, Bitcoin got here with full momentum. Like you can see the candles, very long candles, huge momentum that it used to get here. There is no way I'll just go and jump on a short here when I can see that this thing is very bullish, coming with full momentum. And even when it got here, there was no resistance. It broke through this point like it's nothing. Like it just smashed that point like it's literally nothing. So those are the things you wait for. You don't just once it gets there, just jump on a trade. No, sometimes you wait for confirmation. So I allowed it, but now when it got to this level, I could see that price was getting very exhausted, which was why even in our Telegram, I dropped a message that people should start locking in profits because BTC has gotten to 70K. It has gotten to 70K, which is like this level where we have lots of sell off. You can see the huge sell off here. Twice that it has gotten to this level, you can see huge sell orders. So we saw the same thing here and we saw it again here, forcing us back to this level I was looking at shorting from. That level is now like a support. So you can see now that people have buy orders placed here. Traders have now placed buy orders here. So you can see rejection, rejection, rejection. We have buy orders here. What's going to happen now is an attempt to break this level and most likely get to 71, 72K and see if we can go above 73K. Yeah, that's most likely what will happen. Now, if this happens, that will be very good for us. Overall, for the overall market, that will be very, very good. But if it fails, that will be brutal for the market. Altcoins will dump more than they'll create a lower low. Yet because of people that bought yesterday at higher prices, they will dump. They will dump. So the altcoins crash will be so fast and it will be so brutal if BTC rejects around this level and starts going down. But for now, what Bitcoin is showing us is it's trying to consolidate here, then pick up again and break towards the upside. Am I trading BTC right now? No. Will I take a trade? Will I long? No. I'll just watch. I would watch and observe. If it breaks towards the upside, it's altcoins I will target. There are certain alts that have still not moved. There are some alts that have also corrected because of this small correction that Bitcoin did. They've corrected again. Those alts are there. AR, for example, AR has not moved an inch. You can see AR here. AR has not moved an inch. Look at it. It hasn't moved an inch. It's still at a very, very good level. So should Bitcoin break out of that zone, should Bitcoin break out of that zone and continue its upward momentum, AR is like one of the coins that I would attack. AR is obviously one of those coins that I would attack. You can see it clearly. It's one of those coins. So there will be coins that once BTC does that, they would explode. Like they will do an easy 10-15% bump. Like easily. They'll just do 10-15% bump. Once BTC breaks above that level. We have those coins there that they have not moved yet. Those are the ones that I'm interested in personally. So BTC is my indicator to decide what I would do, if I would short or I would trade. Or if I would long rather, the only coin that I've picked a side is AVAX. It's only AVAX that I've picked a side, like a short, I'm anticipating like a short, only AVAX. And the only thing that will make this trade fail is if BTC goes above 70K, obviously. That's the only thing. Yeah, so I'm actually paying attention to BTC price action. And if BTC chooses to play around here a bit, maybe consolidate range, I would expect AVAX to correct a little to like 8 point something because this run is quite much. I would expect a form of correction. And when that correction is happening, I would exit the trade or I'll move SL to break even. Anyone, I will do that. So you have to plan your trades. You have to plan your trades, and you also don't need to be too emotional. Very, very important. And you also need to understand how certain assets move. An asset that is highly volatile, you want to protect profit, you want to lock in profit, you want to manage that trade. Just like Ton, for example. See how Ton just went from up down, very huge spikes, like very, very huge spikes, making a lower low when the market is pumping and the market just did a small correction. Yet, you can imagine that. Whereas this was a trade that gave us good profit yesterday. So for people that don't manage their trades, or they don't put trailing stop loss, or they don't move SL to break even, this same trade that some persons made 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5 yesterday, some persons would have still hit stop loss because they didn't move SL to break even and also they did not protect profit at different levels. So these are like some things you want to pay attention to. You can take a very, very good trade that we shared. You can take very good trade. Your entry is good, everything is good, and still you still end up not making profits from that trade. You can actually do that. So please, let's try as much as possible to manage our trades effectively. Now for Ethereum, I saw Ethereum moving, but I just wasn't bothered because, like I always say, you can't take all trades and you can't trade everything. And I'm not running a signal service where I'll just be analyzing multiple trades and just be dropping, dropping, dropping. If maybe I was running a signal service where I'm analyzing multiple trades and dropping a hand, that one is different. If I'm not taking it, or if I've taken my two trade I want to take, someone else can take those trades. But since I'm not running anything like that, most times there's no real incentive to go analyze multiple or too many trades. So Ethereum had a good run too. But still, if you look at the Ethereum chart, nothing has really changed. Like nothing has really changed. Ethereum hasn't flipped to become bullish. It's still very, very bearish. It just ran to this level where we had our last shot from Ethereum. That's where it's ran to. And it's also facing resistance around that level, which is the level of 2100, still facing resistance there. But then the place where Ethereum saw its huge dump, the fall off was around 2900, I think. That was around the last week of January. That's where Ethereum finally fell off the cliff. And afterwards, it was an aggressive dump that we experienced. So Ethereum has just been ranging for 3 weeks now. Just been ranging, waiting for a breakout towards the upside or the downside. But yeah, we'll keep watching until we see what BTC is, which will allow us to decide. So questions, I don't know, do we have questions? If we have questions, if no questions, we're rounding up. If no questions, we're rounding up. Our gold trade yesterday hit full TP. Let me just open that briefly. Our gold trade yesterday, it actually hit full TP. This was the gold re-entry. This was the gold re-entry from yesterday. It actually hit full TP. Now notice something. After this gold trade hit full TP, you can see the instant dump back to entry. Immediately it hit full TP. There was like an instant dump back to entry. Immediately. There was like an instant dump. For me, I didn't wait for this full TP though. I exited at 1 to 2. For me, I exited somewhere around here at 1 to 2. I didn't wait for the full TP. And why was because of my SL that was adjusted. That's why. So I didn't actually wait for the full TP. But then it hit full TP, and after which there was a huge dump and another pump. Yeah, most times these things happen to shake some traders out. Some other times it happens to hit some traders SL or to just take them out of the trade. Some in profit, some at loss. These things happen. But most importantly, you just have to manage your trade well. All right, so actually, I don't know, do you have any final words? Okay, there's a question now. Okay, there's a question. So someone is asking, update on CHR. I didn't trade CHR yesterday because I was not excited with the price action. Price action looked very poor, and I wasn't interested in taking any trade that would hold 6 hours. It hasn't moved. 1 day, it hasn't moved. Because I understand that whatever BTC is doing, there's a very high chance that it can dump the following day, and we're approaching Friday. I understood that. So I wasn't interested in going to hold any trade long term. So I saw CHR, I looked at the chart, it wasn't looking impressive at all yesterday. So I just didn't bother, I just left it. All right, they're still building, they're still pushing their quant. The price of the token is holding up okay. This is the price of the token, it's holding up okay. So let's see what they'll be doing. The price has been consolidating around this level for about a week plus now. It's been consolidating around this level. We saw a pump to almost 80 cents, and now it's consolidating. So let's see what they will do. If most likely to go above $1 or thereabout. But the good thing, the positive thing about Ori is the trading volume is good now. Trading volume is good. So let's just keep observing them. Aside that, no other news from Ori. No other news. What about Asta? Asta is good. Asta is good, but I didn't look at the chart. But Asta is actually good. I'm trying to see if I can open it. It's good because it has very predictable levels that it respects. Very, very predictable levels that it respects. Even if I didn't trade it, but I know it has those predictable levels. So if you look at the chart, you can tell this is a very good clean chart. Like very, very, very good chart. So Asta is very, very good. For someone that was looking at taking a long, this would have been like the level the person would have been looking at to take this Asta long. So obviously from here, and that person would have been in profit. This, I think this was a correction at midnight, yeah, obviously. This was like a midnight correction. So that person would have been looking at taking it long from this level for Asta and at most target this level. But me, usually I'll target my 1 to 2, which if you notice, if I had taken this trade, so that TP already. Getting from here, SL below, target 1 to 2. get. So if you notice, we have hit full TP. So this is like an amazing structure from Asta. For those people that love to trade Asta, by the way, this is like a very, very, very good structure. It's a very good structure for Asta. So it's a good one. It's a good one. That's why I tend to trade it. Sometimes I tend to trade it. Yeah. So, but I'm zooming out to look at overall. I'm not paying so much attention to the overall trend because we're still in a downtrend. Nothing has changed. We're still in a downtrend. So that's why I'm not really paying attention to look at overall trend. But if you look, I think I spoke about Asta Monday also. It has not really dumped though. It's still holding up its value compared to BTC. Asta is still around where it was January, February. Like it did not really dump. BTC dumped aggressively. Most alts dumped aggressively. But look at Asta. Is at 70 something cents. Where was it February 16th? 70 something cents. Where was it February 10th or thereabouts? Still the same 70 something. In fact, if you look at where it was February 6th when we had that huge dump, it dumped to 45 cents. It has recovered completely. Like it has completely recovered from 45 cents. It has recovered almost 60% up, which is very, very good recovery from Asta. If you look at it, that's not like a very, very, very good recovery. So you find out that the Asta price action is good. It's not bad at all. It's very good. And this month it has just been consolidating after recovery until it eventually breaks out above 76 cents. That's when we would go to like higher prices, maybe 80, 90, $1. So long term, Asta is good. Long term, it's very, very good. All right, I think that's all we'll be taking for today. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow is Friday, so you have to be very, very cautious of whatever you're doing. Remember last week, BTC did a similar thing. It was looking like it wanted to break above, or it was about to break above 70K, but it failed to. We're about to experience the same thing again. This was last week. We saw a similar thing, and last week Saturday, this was last week Saturday, we saw something similar last week Saturday, but it failed. We're approaching another Saturday again, and similar setup again. So whatever you're doing, just be very, very conscious and be very, very careful. Don't attack the market like you're 100% certain it's going to be bullish. But for me, again, I will reiterate, if BTC goes beyond 70K, I will attack altcoins. That's my strategy. If it goes beyond 70K, I'll definitely attack altcoins if that happens. So that's all from me, guys. Actually, is any last words?
Okay, you already said what I wanted to say. Just in case if you are aiming for shorts or even long, just know Fridays, usually from morning till probably afternoon or something, Bitcoin actually goes up. There is a kind of sudden movement it does during that time. So always be careful on Fridays. If you must short or if you must trade, I even prefer trading, let's say, from evening. But that's morning time to afternoon, morning and afternoon time. There is a spike, or even there is a spike that happens on BTC or crypto chart, or even the crypto, or even the it as a whole. So always watch out for it on Fridays. And okay, we're still going to have a chat on Friday. This thing on Friday. So um, because from that Friday there's always an upward movement. So keep an eye on that upward movement before the final shot on in the evening. So that's what I wanted to say. That's all.
All right. So just in case BTC pumps, and while observing BTC, this is also a good trade. AR. If BTC stays this way till, let's say BTC plans to dump midnight, it's worth paying attention to this AR trade. If BTC stays like this till midnight, it is worth paying attention to this AR trade. The times I would expect BTC to dump, if it's going to, is afternoon and midnight. Those are the times I would expect it to dump if it is going to. But aside that, pay attention to this AR trade. It looks ripe for a bounce. It looks ripe for like a bounce. All right, guys. So that's all we'll be taking today, and see you guys same time tomorrow. Bye bye.
Uh,